Hi, Walter. My name is Ellen, and I will be correcting this essay for you today. I'm happy that you've sent us an essay for correction so that we can give you feedback and help you along the road to IELTS. So let's get into this straight away. It looks like the topic you wrote about was ex-prisoners and if they are the best people to talk to youngsters about crime. So let's see what you wrote. It is often argued that people who have served a prison sentence are best suited to give advice to young people. I do agree to a large degree that they are the perfect people to speak with youth regarding the negatives crime can bring to people, such as separation from family and society. Okay. Here you didn't need a comma. And I think it would have worked better if you had used that. So, speak with youth regarding the negatives that crime can bring to people, such as separation from family and society, okay? Another factor which makes them excellent for giving advice is the accumulated advice they receive from these correctional services, from the prison wardens, and visiting people such as religious people. Okay, now, I don't really think that you needed this sentence here in your introduction. You see, your introduction has some very specific purposes that it has to fulfill. So one thing that it has to do is essentially rephrase the task, okay? So whatever the task is that you've been given, you need to rephrase it. And then you need to give your position. All right, you pretty much did all of that here in these first 3 lines. So I don't see why this sentence should have been here. I would have probably saved that for your body paragraphs, okay? All right, so let's move on. Members of the society who commit crime and as a result are convicted because of their wrongdoings, this is usually one word, have first, you don't need a comma here, have firsthand experience of negative consequences of not abiding with the requirements of the law. These experiences include, but are not limited to seclusion from the society, thus normal life. Because of that, they can give a clear picture and effects of the pain of being separated from everyday life. Get rid of the here. All right. So I like this. It's got some really nice vocabulary, but it's a little underdeveloped. In fact, one way that you can see right off the bat that it's underdeveloped is look at the lengths of your paragraphs. So remember what I told you about the introduction? Right now, you've got an introduction that's longer than your body paragraph. And that should really be like a red flag that you need to develop your body paragraphs more. You see, this is where you're going to pick up more points for task achievement. When you develop your body paragraphs well, when you develop them fully, this is what's going to help you get a higher task achievement score. So this paragraph, being even shorter than your introduction, needs a little work. It needs more information, more development, more support for some of your ideas. Okay. Now, also, it's really important to have a good structure to your paragraphs. There are certain key elements that a good, well-structured, cohesive paragraph need to have. So, you need to have a solid topic sentence. You need to have main ideas, and each of those main ideas needs to be supported. So this is all information that we really go into great detail about in the online course. So definitely check it out because it's going to just take your writing to a whole different level. Okay, it's going to tell you exactly how you need to organize your paragraphs and what information they need to include. Let's go on. In addition, another unwanted result is separation from family, comma, here, particularly children and spouses. Does anyone desire to be separate? Well, here I would have preferred separated from their family. It can be argued no, as family is all what we got. Okay, grammatically this doesn't work, plus it's a little too conversational, okay? You do want to stick to a more academic style here. So Does anyone desire to be separate from their family? It can be argued no, as family is all that we have. Okay, that would have been better. When people are separated from their family, they develop a strong desire to be reunited with what they are used to. Separation from family have made many convicts have second thoughts about their way of life. Having experienced the above and obtaining a second chance in the community and to be with family members, which is a wonderful thing, which everyone dreams about, especially those in jail, previous convicts become excellent choices to advise the youths about the repercussions crime can have on someone's life. Okay, so one thing that really stuck out to me in this paragraph is the expression separate from their families, separated from their families, separation from their families. I saw it several times. So that's something you really want to avoid. It's very important that you have different vocabulary, a variety of vocabulary, a range of different words and expressions that you use so that you can ensure you get a higher lexical resource score. This really stuck out to me. I mean, you can see it right here. Look, separate, separated, separation. So that's something you need to work on a little bit here. Another thing is there was a lot of focus in this essay about the life of the prisoners, like what they experience. Okay, so here you're talking about them being secluded from society, and here you're talking about the negative consequences, and here you keep talking about them being separated from their family and how this is such a strong desire that they have to be with their families again. But I think you're not really focusing on what the essay has asked you to focus on. They're asking you why these people are the best people to talk to youngsters about the dangers of committing crime. So, okay, great. These people have gone through these experiences. They've had the separation. They've had the seclusion and so forth. How does that make them the best people? So this is what should have been the focus of your essay, the crux of it. Okay, and all of your paragraphs and what you wrote needed to be organized and developed around that idea. Okay, so not so much what they experienced in jail and how they want to be reunited with their family, but how all of this makes them the most appropriate people out there to talk to youngsters about why they should avoid a life of crime. All right, so there wasn't enough of that element in this essay, and so that will be reflected in your task achievement score. All right, so to conclude, ex-convicts are desired people to advise the teenagers about the negative consequences of breaking the law. This is because they have seen how it can destroy their independence and the joy of family togetherness. Okay. So yeah, a couple of problems here. This should have been advised with an S. This was a little awkward. A desired people. It's not whether they are desired or not, but it's whether they are in fact the best people. That's an idea you also need to continue developing throughout this essay. And so think about what that means, that they're the best people. There is this implication that there's some sort of comparison happening. So why are they better than, for example, prison wardens? Or why are they better than, for example, religious people? And these are groups of people that you mentioned in your introduction. So, and here's another thing that I want to talk to you about. You mentioned these groups of people in your introduction, but you never actually developed these ideas in your body paragraphs. It's important to remember that your introduction is more or less a blueprint. In other words, it tells your examiner what you're going to talk about in your body paragraphs. And so it's extremely important that your introduction reflects what you actually talk about in your body. Otherwise, there seems to be like a lack of cohesion. Okay, so since you talked about them here, you really should have talked about them in your body paragraph. Now, here's the good news about all of this. What we're really talking about here is not so much language skills. We're actually talking about test-taking skills, writing skills. And these are skills that are relatively easy, or at least they're easier to acquire than, say, for example, language skills. So I think that for you, it would be a great idea to be part of the online course because it'll help you with the template, it'll help you with sentence structures, paragraphing, how to write really cohesive, solid paragraphs. And I think this is going to make all the difference in the world because your language skills are good. Okay, so now what we need to do really is just to put everything together, help you kind of organize all of your ideas and how to develop them appropriately. Okay, see if that's something that you can be a part of. We'd love to see you on the course and we'd love to help continuing with your essays. Okay, so hopefully we'll see more work from you soon. I want to wish you lots and lots of luck.